Hi, welcome to the first Rawchat podcast. That was some very nice intro music. Exactly. Did that sound like free intro music to you, Ollie?
It did, but it didn't detract from the quality of the track.
Absolutely.
One bit.
It may have been cheap, and in cheap I mean free. Anyway, Rawchat. Rawchat.wordpress.com, in case you want to look at our site, some dodgy pictures. This is a podcast where we're going to talk about our views on life, view on this weird existence that we seem to live, and we're going to talk about different subjects, ranging from comedy to depression, from politics to consciousness.
We're also going to talk about our journey through life and how we've changed, our struggles with depression and addiction and things like this. So
I'm Steve, and over there is
Oliver. Hello,
Ollie. Hello, Oliver.
I'm just eating a chip.
Yeah, I'm gonna come clean first. We did have a little bit of a doobie, a little bit of a magic cake. So and now the munchies have just kicked in. So
yes,
anyway,
Can't stop eating.
Chips.
Give me some more. Dropped it on the floor. Don't care.
I'll eat it. It's got a hair on it. I'll eat it.
That's the flavour.
Right. What we're going to talk about is, first of all, why the hell we do what we do, and from when I was younger and how I look at life now is very different. And you could probably say that's the same about yourself, couldn't you, Ollie?
Definitely, yeah. Kind of why do we work?
Well, we know why we work, because this system that we've created, which is I find the strangest thing, because actually, in theory, in utopian theory, we could actually all live in complete harmony, not work, all just share our food, share our land, and all live an amazing life if we didn't live by our egos.
Minus the ego, we'd be a lot happier.
Yeah.
We would live happier existences together. Like love thy neighbour, not his wife.
Some people do.
They do, but a bit too much love going on there.
Well, if that's what makes them happy and keeps their marriage going, who are we to argue? That's the whole point.
Yeah, I think we've gone off into something completely different.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't go there. We might upset a few people.
Well, then we might attract a few people.
That's true. Any swingers out there, wordpress.com. Rawchat.wordpress.com.
I'll leave Steve's number at the end of the podcast. Text away.
But yeah, that is the whole point. And that ego isn't the thing that probably ruled us as youngsters and rules everyone. It's actually the people who've got egos rule the world. We know that.
Yeah.
Egomaniacs and psychopaths, they rule the world. And
not all of us, obviously.
But look at the mess that's got them in, by living by the ego.
Yeah, they don't see the bigger picture, do they? All they see is the hit. They don't see the. They're very short-sighted, aren't they? Yeah,
well, it's all about feeding their ego, because they've probably got this inflated degree of self-importance and who they want to be.
Yeah, but in reality, Steve, there's probably something missing, isn't there?
Oh,
inside,
mate, there's
to make them act like that.
Massively, yeah.
It's not a normal way to be, is it?
I think leaders around the world, the people who can get in charge in countries, almost have to be or become psychopaths and egomaniacs during the process of. Normally they'd have something in at the start, because you cannot go into politics and go through all that shit and all that lies and bullshit and not be some kind of self-obsessed narcissistic egomaniac psychopath,
somebody who just wants to be in control freak.
Yeah, you do get politicians, I think, that start their careers with all good intentions, but ever so slowly and surely, most of them
corrupted.
Yeah, they just end up getting diluted and probably realising that the career is never going to go anywhere unless they kind of toe the line, as it were.
Yes, indeed. And their bank balance will go somewhere if they do, toe the line, so to speak.
Well, money talks.
It does. Politicians love a bit of money, don't they?
So unfortunately, we are having to seek out an existence in the system that has been created by people that we really have nothing in common with.
No,
People-
they're elitists, aren't they?
Yeah, people who don't actually care about.
The common man, the average man.
No, they don't care about the average man. So we're kind of, they're trying to make us their puppets, ever so sort of subtly and slowly.
And see, the thing I find with them is that they don't come from the same background as you, and they haven't had the same existence as you. They haven't had the same experiences and stuff.
No.
They've been brought up in a certain way.
Most countries have been from what you would call a privileged background, aren't they?
Exactly, and they're mollycoddled, and they're kind of almost handed stuff on a plate, like us.
Well, in this country especially, in UK,
average sort of working class man has to work and fight for everything that he gets, and same as his parents and their parents.
Yeah.
But politicians are so detached from reality.
Oh,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Not to name names, but Mr. Cameron. Come from a.
Well, David Cameron.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave Cameron. He came from a very privileged background. His daddy was an investment banker.
To be honest, they all have, haven't they?
Yeah. Guy's worth like 20-30 million quid. That's not a normal everyday person. And why would he have the interests of the average everyday man when he's not that kind of guy and he doesn't understand them?
Well, I think now, especially, and it probably happened in the 70s, my knowledge on the 70s isn't fantastic, but
same with the people who were in the 70s.
Yeah,
they can't remember any of it.
They remember the high bits.
Get the lows.
But we're kind of, they try and get us in. What they want is in a certain place. They want us in, and actually that is a movement that is going now. They want even more control over us, because as soon as you get sort of people starting to wake up, which I feel not in a massive way, but there's been a small. You can, especially with the increase of social media, there's now like
a shift.
There's been a shift. Yeah, I think there has been.
Especially even like places like the Middle East, they're all having an uprising.
Yeah,
they're different. I think they're quite different to us, but still, they're noticing it as well.
Well, I guess you could, that leads us on to like religion. Religion was designed is designed
for
control, isn't it?
Yeah.
Total control. And you could look at individual religions, which is probably dicey ground, but I'd probably the Christians did it in the early years when that was the main religion. They had real control over a lot of people.
It's used as a tool, isn't it?
Islam
people hide behind it and stuff.
Yeah, and also it's people's fair diff.
Yeah, it kind of gives them something to look forward to, I guess. Excuse me.
Well, the purpose of life. That kind of leads us into what we started at. Actually, was like our reason now, how we see life now, and life is actually just. Life just is. This is my kind of opinion after reading a few books, like The Power of Now, which is about not living in the past and not living for the future. And it is cliche, but I tell you what,
living in the moment, isn't it?
It's freedom. It's freedom. Yeah. But
enjoying the now.
Yeah, but the trouble is religion. That's saying to people, right,
this is the bigger picture. This is what you're working towards.
Yeah, well, they're saying you've got to do all this for us.
For God, or for
accepted
God. Into a club.
Yeah, basically.
Like a bloody health club.
Well, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Social.
Pay your dues and you'll get to heaven.
Yes.
But isn't that crazy how much control that little thing, heaven and hell,
your whole life.
Yeah.
The whole distance. The distance of your life, control for the whole of your life.
Well, it's
all. At the end, you realise that maybe that wasn't actually going to happen anyway.
No.
You thought it was, but that whole thing you were gearing towards, it's just a farce. I'm not saying it is, because I haven't died.
No. Well, that is the point. Nobody actually knows.
We can't say one way or the other, can we?
No.
We can just give our opinion, just like everyone else.
But nobody knows. Anyone. No world leader, no pope, no leader can say he knows 100%, and which is why it's all rhetorical faith, because
even Gandhi.
No one knows. Gandhi didn't know anything.
He was a very popular religious man, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was a peaceful man.
Very influential character.
Yeah.
But he didn't know, did he?
No.
He thought he did, because he had an opinion.
Yeah.
Gandhi's opinion is as credible as anyone else's, in my opinion.
Apart from Hitler's.
What about you, Steve? Well, maybe, Hitler's got a very
Hitler had his reasons.
Yeah, well, in his mind, it made sense.
Yeah.
You know. In that psychotic mind of his. But it's true, though, isn't it? Well, you can make anything work for you if you really think about it. If you want it to work.
Yeah, well, that's what religion does.
Doesn't make it right.
That's what religion does.
Exactly.
Controls.
Skews your kind of view on stuff.
So with no religious bias, that's how I want to live my life. I want everything, because really, when you actually think about it, what actually matters? When you think, look at the quantum physics side, when you actually think, or what we actually are, we're a fucking planet spinning in the middle of this universe that could go on for more years than we actually know what to do with. Yeah. There's no end to it, and we're this tiny little speck with nothing else around like us as far as
supposedly.
We can get. Well, no, there is.
Exclamation mark.
There's definitely life somewhere. But
got to be
billions of miles away.
Ignorant to not think that there is. I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Narrow-minded.
It is billion. But what is weird, right? And when you think about, right, well, just on this planet, we live for what, bloody 75, 85 years on average, if we're very, very lucky.
If we're healthy.
Yeah.
Which we're not.
But we run around worrying about the weirdest shite. That actually, you think of all the time you waste worrying. That is one of my reasons.
What does it do? What does worry do? Nothing.
No, well,
it's not beneficial. It just makes you ill.
Yeah, well, it just robs. But it's non-existent, really. People create.
You just make it up, and you're making it up in your head, aren't you?
People like the problems. They like to create.
When you say it like that, Steve, it sounds like you're mad.
But it is.
Well, we're all like it, aren't we?
But Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, and that is what, and that is why.
That's life. That's work, isn't it?
And actually, right,
all of us.
Moving on to what we sort of saying about the depression thing. Why do so many people suffer from depression now? It's because the system's got most people doing the same thing over and over and over. Yeah. And if people haven't kind of geared into their consciousness and realise actually life can be more.
It's like a trick. It's like the old cloak and dagger trick. It is like you've been tricked into a life that you didn't even realise.
Yeah,
you didn't sign up for this.
Yeah. But the trouble is now they've kind of shut people's eyes so much. People don't even realise they're being duped. They think that's it. Yeah, they think that's the best that they can do. Like that's a lot of people say. A lot
of them have embraced it, haven't they? They embraced it.
Yeah,
they've gone crazy with it.
Well, I think everyone's been dumbed down and zombified, so they're actually even less likely to realise. That's the thing.
Yeah, all people there's so many people who are medicated now, isn't there? That's almost like they were medicated before they were medicated.
Yeah. Well, tell people they've got depression, they'll believe it. So what will they do? They will have some medication.
Have some medication off the drug companies because they're going to definitely help us, aren't they?
You'd be better off getting everyone smoking weed.
Well, legalised drug dealers, aren't they? They want you to be sad, don't they? It's that's another thing.
It's an industry.
Do you know what I mean? That just they all lend themselves to each other, don't they? All go in a circle.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the thing. It is all a circle.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and that's the thing we don't realise. That all affects our happiness. The whole system affects our happiness. Our health affects our happiness. And our outlook on our outlook on life affects our happiness, because most people, probably 99%, will be in a state of worry about what's going on tomorrow, what they've got to do tomorrow, what money they've got.
Bills.
Yeah, and then what's happened in the past.
Johnny needs some new shoes for school.
Exactly.
Can't afford them.
Yeah, Johnny's new shorts
because he's got holes in his shoes.
Yeah. Or Johnny needs a new pair of shorts because he's outgrown his old ones because he's eating too many Snickers.
Exactly. But then you're passing the worry on to Johnny. Johnny's worried now because he's going to get bullied.
Yeah. And and that's what you've done to little Johnny, you see. You've passed your worry on. And then little Johnny grows up.
Exactly.
Overweight, diabetes, worrying about his health.
Yep.
But then
passes it on.
Eats some more chocolate to make himself feel better.
For a second.
Yeah. So he's got chocolate in the cupboards. And what do Johnny has kids. Believe it or not, there's someone else like him out there.
Yep, and they want the chocolate just like Johnny does.
Yeah, and it goes on and on and on.
And that's just a big business, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's part of the system.
But that is it. People
they get you addicted. This is another thing.
Addicted to sugar.
Sugar in everything.
Yeah.
Honestly, your laptop's probably made of sugar. You don't even realise. It's true.
You say about laptops.
You don't realise what sugar's in. Sugar's in everything.
Yeah. People are addicted to laptops, that is for sure.
That's what they got. Made up of sugar, aren't we?
Well, a lot of people are, yeah.
Pretty much. We're just big bowls of sugar walking around, clinking.
Well, it's just an addiction, and actually, fat has been, saturated fat is bad, but fat has always been labelled as the big bad boy. But actually, sugar is the worst.
It's the most addictive thing we have in our lives, really.
Yeah.
Even more so than alcohol and tobacco.
And they hide it in everything you see. You don't even know how much you have in it.
You don't realise how bad it is. They don't let you know how bad sugar is.
No.
Sugar's just, it makes you happy. It makes you feel good because you get that rush.
Yeah, get a little buzz. But have some more sugar. Go on, have some more fucking sugar.
That's like having some more cocaine, mate.
Yeah.
You can't have cocaine. It's illegal.
That's true. Did you see a programme on that?
I did, yeah. And the statistics was... Sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. That is just... I couldn't believe it. I thought, they got to be making that up. It did seem like it would just.
If you said that to old John Doe or Joe Bloggs on the street, you seen John Doe?
Not recently.
I seen him.
He passed away, didn't he?
I think Joe Bloggs killed him. They had a fight. They say, "Hey, listen, I'm the mystery man around here, not you, all right, son?" He said, "Who the fuck are you? I'm Joe Bloggs." "Really? I've heard of you. Who are you?" "John Doe."
You fucking will be.
Are you from America? I'm going to call you John Dye.
Down he goes.
So what are we talking about? Have to figure this. We're just eating the Magic Brownie, so...
I've gone off on a tangent.
Kind of a mini party here. But anyway, we're talking about this life that we live. The weird life that we live. Okay, normal man gets up every day, working away, doesn't he?
Same time.
Work,
5:30.
And also, right, this is the thing, and this is the difference, right? If you are going in every day, doing whatever it is you're doing, and you absolutely love it, it fills you with so much passion, and so much excitement, that's brilliant.
You're the luckiest man in the world.
But how many people do that? And do you know what we do? We say, well, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And that is exactly hundreds of years, because we all accept that there is no better life than what we have. Mm-hmm. Or we think that the better life than what we have consists of material things or the gain of money, and you think it's going to make you happy. Well, money does open up some doors, but it won't make you happy until ultimately. You're happy inside.
No, you've got to be happy in your mind and your body and your spirit and everything.
Well, you got to be happy.
We'll come to realise that, aren't we, as we get older?
Happy with fuck all.
Exactly.
If you're happy with fuck all, you're
happy with yourself. Is the main thing.
Yeah. And that's what another thing that leads us on to, like we say about this existence. So you're doing this job that you hate, and then you come home. A lot of people, then you're filling your mind with the shit TV,
crap.
You're watching
drivel. They pump
mainstream media, which they'll
negative. Well, everything's negative in the media, isn't it?
Well, it's whatever they want it to be. It's whatever they want it to be.
Bad things are good though, aren't they? According to them, it sells, doesn't it?
Yeah. But they get us watching and they brainwash us, and so they'll tell us what they want to tell us is happening, but most of the time that's not what really is happening. There's even more shit going on.
They do a diluted version of something that's going on that's not the truth.
So we've gone into work, and then we've come home, watched this shit TV, and then a lot of people that because they're unhappy in their lives, sometimes, well, a lot of the time, the relationships are shit, and then they're probably then not getting enough sleep because they're not sleeping properly. I mean, how many people say, "I don't sleep well, I only sleep for a few hours." So then waking up and then they're going to work again.
It's just like
if they're
hamster on a wheel. But you just go around in circles.
But that is, I know that's an exaggeration, slightly, or not an exaggeration. Maybe that's an extreme.
To think everyone's like that. Not everyone's like
that.
But
there is a lot
more people than not.
There's a lot of people who do that, and like you say, they're on the hamster wheel, and they don't even know why they're on the hamster. Imagine if you're on a hamster wheel and you're like, right, if I do a film like this, I'm going to get somewhere, and you saw it, it's over there.
But you don't get there.
They don't. No. They're just going like that, and they don't even question. That's the thing I don't understand. Is why do not people question why they do what they do, and they just blindly go,
and they're not happy with it. Yeah. If you were happy with it, I can understand why you didn't question it. But if you're not happy with something and it's going on and on and on and on, it never stops, you've got to step back for a second and think, what's going on?
But if you don't, isn't that insanity?
It's got to be.
That is insanity.
You've accepted it. You've accepted your meaningless existence of being on a hamster wheel. And then you're going to die.
What a life.
So boring. But we've all done it. We still do it, don't we?
We have all done it. But
me and him are guilty. Guilty as charged.
Guilty. Yeah, I'll put my hand up.
Sign me up.
But I have
60 hours a week.
But now, hitting the age of 40, and I thought, what the fuck is it all about? Why am I worrying about how much money it costs?
You're actually slightly into 40, aren't you, Stephen?
Well,
I won't say you're hitting it.
I'd say 41 next month.
Quite badly.
If you're gonna pick holes in it, 41 next month. I'm proud.
He thinks he's young, but he's not. He's getting old.
That's true.
I'm 34. I feel about 60.
Yeah, actually, though, I feel like a new man, actually, because, like I said, hitting 40, and now I don't actually think about, what's going to happen tomorrow? Oh, how much money am I going to have tomorrow? No, I don't think like that. I think, actually, I'm going to try and enjoy every little process that I do, including podcasts. Mm-hmm. There might be 2 people listening, but if one of them chuckles, and I'm bloody happy.
Exactly. Just try different things. Try stuff out of the ordinary. Break that cycle.
Well, you've got to do things that you love. Like if you think, like we said, all these people, they you think 7 days a week. What are you doing that gives you happiness? What are you doing? But if you add it up as a percentage, it'd probably be about 5% of their time. Well, not even that. It'd be about 2% of their time they could say and calculate that they're doing something they love
really
doing.
Want to do.
And we wonder why there is so much mental illness.
Yeah, you can't do the things you want to do because you have to go to work and earn money to pay your bills, your mortgage that is, hanging around your neck.
But do you think that because one thing I'm sure there is statistics, probably should have researched them, but I do notice, but I think that is actually, I think this is actually a fact, that there are more men, middle-aged men, that suffer with depression than other...
Than anyone else.
Yeah, than other ages of men.
It's the fear of failure, isn't it? And we're all failing, apparently.
But I don't know, I think it comes down to like, when you're young, because when you look at life when you're young, this is the average person.
You don't think about that kind of stuff, do you?
Well, because when we were growing up, it was just excitement, isn't it? Right? Going to play football.
Yeah.
Going out, going to find some girls, or whatever it is you're doing. You've always got excitement. You
wasn't worrying about anything, was you? You're just looking forward to stuff.
And then but that's how people see it. That's why they look at their childhood, right? And teenage years, our best days of your life. Well, actually, all these days should be the best days of your life, not just this little section, because they say they were the best days of your life. So that means they're resigned.
It's gone. Your fun's gone.
So they're saying they're basically saying, oh well, that was the fun bit. I'm now doing the long slog.
This is the shit bit and then I die.
What? Yeah, I mean that's just
horrible.
It is, but that's
horrible. Thought.
How many people do you hear say that?
Yeah, most people say it. People just are not excited anymore about stuff. Then you're excited about everything when you're a kid, aren't you? You find a stick and you're excited. You're like a little puppy, but nobody's excited about anything anymore because there's nothing. They feel like there's nothing to be excited about.
Well, I think like we said, people they settle, don't they? They just settle. People get lazy,
get used to it.
Yeah, but I think that comes from not seeing life as a gift. I think some people just don't, because they don't think about that. They look at life and they.
It has to be celebrated, doesn't it?
Oh, massively.
People, they're not happy to be alive. They don't even want to be alive, do they? A lot of people.
Well, I think a lot of people don't know what they want actually to do to actually. Make them enjoy life. I know actually people could, because they don't actually sit back and think, what do I actually enjoy?
They don't think about it, do they?
You think, who do you actually enjoy being with? I mean, let's face it, right? We spend most of the time bloody suppressing so much of our instincts, so much of what we want to say or what we want to do. I mean, man,
everything's so politically correct, isn't it? You can't say nothing.
People spend time with that they don't even want to spend time with, and they spend time with them because they're scared to tell them that they don't like spending time with them because they hurt their feelings. What the fuck? Yeah. I feel fine. Ollie's just looking a bit glazed over. Anyway, have a listen to this from one of our sponsors.
I've exited my body.
I'm not sure if Ollie's with us anymore. He's on Planet Mary J, brothers and sisters.
I feel like I'm in space with
But the
David
thing
Bowie.
is, we all know that the planet Mary J is one of the best planets to live on. If this whole planet lived on Mary J, life would be a lot easier. I'll tell you that. Life would be a lot better. Life would be a lot better. Right. We got to kick off. Ollie's having a few issues, so we will be back after this.